Well, you know, around the world, it's, you know, they're not as lenient.
Yeah.
You know, here I think we've got a.
Well, even in Canada, they haven't been as lenient in most places. I think we just, I don't know. I think it's just we passed through on just some lucky technicalities. Like Rob Ford kind of wanted us around because it kept him off the front page for a little while. Now it's not as convenient for him anymore.
Well, somebody's probably pushing him.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. But I know it's not the local businesses. That's much is for sure.
So, I mean, in a nutshell, the situation is what it is, right? I mean, what is it in your words?
In my words, I'm watching civil liberties and, you know, the justice of the system that we supposedly live in just dissolve and crumble around us.
Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah, these evictions are illegal. They infringe on chartered rights.
Well, it's a public park.
Yeah.
So why is the public being kicked out?
Exactly. The public's being kicked out because, you know, they don't want to hear what we have to say anymore, I think. And it's not they, because the community still really likes us, and, you know, the public in general still likes us because we still get a lot of donations and such coming in.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's politicians and people in power and people in the banks all around us don't want to hear us anymore.
What about the monarchy? What do you think they fit in all this?
They support it by not commenting.
by what?
Not commenting.
Sorry?
By not commenting.
By not commenting?
They're showing support. If it's a worldwide peace movement,
yeah,
and the Queen's always talking about peace in her yearly messages
yeah,
and stuff, why isn't she supporting this? By not commenting, she's showing support for that. I mean, what else does she have to do?
Yeah.
That, like, I know her daily schedule is hectic, crumpets and...
Well, I mean, when you talk about
corgis.
well, I'm just talking about the bigger picture.
No,
right?
no, but that's truly what I'm saying.
I mean, who signs the law? You know what I mean? At
As
the
a
end of the day.
worldwide movement,
Yeah.
a worldwide movement, though, she's showing support by not acting.
Yeah. Well, didn't she
Or
visit...
she's showing non-support.
Well, didn't she visit LSX? The LSX Occupy?
Maybe she did.
Only because St. Michael's Church or whatever, the major church in London, that's her church, they're right on their front step. And we're on the front step of her church in Toronto. This is the church the Queen comes to when she comes to Toronto.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering what is the status of power in the country when it comes to the rights of the people?
Well, they seem to be changing so rapidly, we can't keep track of what's legal and what isn't.
Yeah. Every day there's more laws passed quietly in back rooms.
Right on, thank you.
You know, just let people know.
Nobody knows what's illegal anymore.
What happens when you get
I mean,
arrested.
apparently we can't wear bandanas anymore.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
No problem.
Or that's being worked on right now. They're rewriting the laws so that we can't wear bandanas right now, apparently. There's a lot of stuff going on in back rooms that the public's not made aware of.
And you're not aware of the law until you're charged with it.
Yep.
Because they don't print out what the new law is.
Would you say that 99% is more of a metaphor for, like, you know, mind control, as opposed to, it doesn't really make sense to say that 1% is controlling 99, because if 99 is that big of a number, it should overwhelm 1.
Yeah, just like in South Africa? No. The smaller percentages, if they have the power and the money, can control larger bodies.
So what's preventing people from actually, like, growing in numbers when it comes to the same page? You know, like...
Well, that's the idea of Occupy, is to grow in numbers and then enact change by being more.
So at the end of the day, it's about just raising awareness. Thanks, dude.
No problem.
All right, cool, man. So that's what it's about, you know? Occupy, get the word out.
It's just to give people somewhere where they have the freedom to speak whatever their concerns are.
Right on.
Right? It doesn't matter what your concerns are, we'll accept you. Right?
Well, I agree with that. I think at the end of the day, it's about just, you know, getting on the same page and informing people.
Yeah, because I've been an activist off and on for years, and most of the people here, I've never met before, because we were all fragmented by our issues.
I noticed that.
And we used one issue to unify us, because if the one issue is handled, which is the distribution of wealth, almost all of our issues can be fixed.
I always wondered who's in charge of this whole operation.
Well, I mean, there's many ideas and conspiracy theories about who is actually in charge, but I mean, to me, it truly doesn't matter who it is. It's what they're doing that concerns me, right?
Yeah.
And they do get scared when large numbers of people start talking about what they're doing,
Yeah.
right? And that's why I think the response to this is so overwhelmingly weird. Like if you look in the States,
Yeah.
they're overreacting. They're overreacting to a few people standing up and saying, I just don't agree with the way things are going, and they're smashing their heads.
Yeah. That's not right at all. That's
Right? I mean,
that's testing the waters of action.
and one of the reasons that I'm here is because I don't want to be the guy that sat at home watching TV while the next civil rights movement happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to miss this.
Well, we
because
don't want to be ignorant.
something special is happening here,
I agree.
and I truly can't tell you what it is yet, but something is happening.
Do you have any message, like if this was a newspaper and you were writing a headline, what would that headline be to get, in a nutshell, sum up the big picture?
Well, one of my message would be to come down to the park, see us, and don't judge us from what you read.
Yeah.
Meet us. Meet us by what you read and see. Come and meet us, because overwhelmingly, when people actually come here, they may have hated us by what they're reading and what they're seeing, but when they come down, their opinion changes because they realize we're just people just like them.
And when people ask for change, what change do you think is necessary that people need? Like if you were to say, I want change, what change would that be?
For me,
Yeah.
that would be governmental change.
Yeah.
Governmental change.
What would you like to see, like free education or?
So,
How's it going?
there's tons of things that I'd like to see change, but I'd like the people to be able to have more say within the government so these changes can happen, right?
Yeah.
The fact that politicians lie to, or ignore us for 3 years and then lie to us for 1, and then we get ignored and we repeat the process every 4 years is a little ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that if we all had an equal opportunity, there wouldn't be this issue with people needed to occupy Toronto.
So, where people needed to occupy everywhere.
Yeah.
If you notice, a majority of these countries are countries with supposed democratic freedoms,
Yeah.
yet what's happening to them? They're getting beaten up, they're getting arrested. Well, where is the freedom?
Well, if you
Where's-
don't own the land, you can't really truly have freedom.
Where's that? I mean, but I own this land. I'm a taxpayer,
Yeah.
right?
Well, how does that
Under
make you an
logic.
owner?
How does that make me an owner?
Yeah.
Because a percentage of my money went to pay for this maintenance in this park, and they're saying that I'm not a resident. I'm a neighborhood resident. I don't have a tent here. I come down out of the concern for these people that are here,
Well,
right?
I suppose. I mean, if you don't own the land, I think the person who owns the land can set the laws and,
But I do
make
own
policy.
the land. I paid for it, right? Did I not? Did I not pay taxes and pay for this land?
I think
Well,
your
my
taxes only pay
grandfather-
rent. I don't think you're paying for the land to own it.
But I mean, my grandfather's tax. Somebody in my family gave money towards this land.
Oh, everyone pays taxes on everything.
Yeah.
If you're living here, you're paying taxes, even if you think you own like a house and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you say you bought property, it doesn't mean you own the land.
Well, I mean, yeah, the way the laws work, no, you don't.
I
own
think that's
land
the situation
because anything can be expropriated.
Well, that's the situation around the world.
Yeah.
The people are, they're living on rented property.
Well, I mean, Sitting Bull said, "How can you own a tree? How can you own a blade of grass?"
With power.
Yeah, right. But I mean, truly, we don't own it because we're only here for a certain amount of time, and then we pass on.
So it's not about owning the land, it's about how you live on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right on. Any final words?
Yeah, I gotta go back to doing what I was doing.
Right on, man.
And,
Thanks for your time.
Hi, Mom. I'm still protesting.
Rock and roll. Cheers.